Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the new Silverado High Country Midnight Edition. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Chevy here in Park City for giving me some time with this truck. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, so that's for Javier. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a 3-liter Duramax diesel that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 26 on the highway with power outputs being 305 horsepower and then 495 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you need some more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you can see how it's kind of like raised up towards the center a little bit. I think that's pretty sharp looking. And then you got the cool little design there with the turn signal indicators. And then everything's blacked out on this High Country with the Midnight package. So obviously the exterior color is black, but also the badge and all the other elements are blacked out instead of having a silver or chrome finish. Now on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275 by 60 by 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see again with the wheels completely blacked out. Got these nice all-terrain tires with this. Blacked out High Country badge, Duramax badge also blacked out. This one has the power side steps. Mirror caps blacked out. You guys kind of get the theme hopefully at this point. But pretty cool set profile. Oh, we pop to the back. You guys can see we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, tailgate drop down, which will pop that down. That's not blacked out. Anyways, leaf springs blacked out. Okay, I'm just kidding, but they're always black. But still have leaf springs with this. And then you guys can see the tailgate setup. This one does have the multi-flex tailgate, so that's a pretty cool feature. And then you guys can see the grab handle there. We also have this for power. And pretty solid setup overall. You've got protection and everything from the factory. Lifting this up, it's easy to get into place. No power up operation when you've got the multi-flex. Pretty cool taillights, and again they've even blacked out all the rear badges. You can see a little bumper step there at the bottom. But that's the rear. And this of course leads us inside, and I think this is a new interior for the High Country. See, this trim's all blacked out and you got like the darker wood trim. Pretty cool with the brown stitching, but maybe it's not. I know this part to me looked a little bit different. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but you got storage there. We'll move this over to the other side. So yeah, but yeah, more of that nice stitching. You got more storage underneath the seat. Getting in's easy with the power side step and the grab handle. Legroom back here is nice. Got a storage pocket. We've got some cup holders, heated seats, USBs. Got some vents here in the back as well. And then headroom back here is also solid. And then popping up front, oops, you can see nice trim here along the door panel. Got all of our window controls. Notice the front two are automatic. Again, High Country there. Mirrors do power fold in. Memory seat functionality. Blind spot monitoring with mirrors. And then 1514 for the payload. And you guys might be impressed with the towing on this. 13,000 pounds. This has the max trailering package, so she can tow. High Country there on the headrest, and then again perforated all down the center there with the seats. All of our adjustments there on the side. Heads-up display controls. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Drive line select does have a 2-speed transfer case as well as 4-wheel drive automatic. Drive mode select, trailer tow mode, all of your light controls built into there as well. So taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see soft touch all around. We do have paddle shifters there on the back for the 10-speed. Radio controls just below that. A bunch of practical controls in the front, including for the center, voice command controls, cruise control, heated steering wheel button as well. Turn signal / windshield wiper stock on top of that. And big digital gauge cluster here in the center, which you can use to see different bits of information on systems within the truck. And then you got your tow haul mode. We also have a sport mode and then an off-road mode as well. Now in reverse, you guys can see backup camera and got a bunch of different angles you can see out of, so really good camera system. And then with the infotainment system, speaking of systems, quick response time, same thing with little side tab. It's all really easy to use, and I like how easy the little shortcut bar is right there. And then you do have a couple physical controls for the infotainment system. The rest of this is just kind of normal vehicle stuff. So lane departure, parking sensors, auto stop start, tailgate drop down, hazard lights, stability control, that's for the windows to roll them all down at once. Trailer brake controls integrated from the factory. Dual zone climate. We're going to turn that down. And we also have the little sync feature right there. But yeah, heated and ventilated seats with the High Country, which is another nice feature to have. Got a couple USB ports there to the side. Shifter for the 10-speed, some cup holders. More of that nice stitching on the center console. Wireless phone charging pad and all of that inside. Solid sound. And then got the double glove box. Oh, that one's locked. But trust me, there's some glove box action. Nice wood trim. And the nice trim across the dash. Camera rear view mirror. Traditional sunroof. Not too big, right? And then power sliding rear window. Now taking a look at the window sticker, you guys can see 2025 High Country. 66K for the base MSRP. 73,650 for the total MSRP. And let's see how it performs. Well, Silverado High Country. Let us set off in this bad boy pickup. OnStar, the death of everything. I just don't like the OnStar lady, that's all. The services, they sound pretty cool. But the lady that always tells me that this is in demonstration mode. Oh. She needs to just be quiet, that's all. So, this is a really cool spec. Oh, so much torque. Max tow package. And on top of that, we've got the diesel, and you've got all-terrain tires. I mean, this is such a, and this luxury truck is such a cool truck. It's such a cool spec. It's like you can go down, like if you live in a rural place, you got your fancy truck to go down your dirt road to your ranch, and you can tow your big trailer. What more could you ask for in life? And it still gets pretty good fuel economy for a diesel, a big diesel like this. Obviously as good as it can get with all the emissions devices that we have to put on our trucks here in the US, sadly. I know some people give me some kickback for saying that, but I don't know, I just think it's interesting the choices that countries make with diesels and emissions and everything. Like over in England, I think that they're thinking about like decreasing the number of cows they have because of emissions, but then you can have real diesels over there. It's just, but then here it's like, we love cows, but we don't love diesels. It's just interesting. It's just interesting. But yeah, it's a nice drive. It's a smooth truck. The leaf springs perform well. Like overall dampening and everything is pretty solid. Ah, turn. Yes, barely made it. It's pretty quick. This right here, I actually looked at the elevation on one of my cars that has an inclinometer. It's not as high. I thought it was 7,000 feet. This is actually like 6,500 feet here. It's just up over on the other side that jumps up to 7,000. But still, I mean, this is pretty high elevation for most people in terms of where people live. I think most people in the US live just a few hundred feet above sea level, so this is more than big enough of a test for a vehicle. But yeah, I love this setup. You just idle low RPMs, you hear that diesel churning in the background. Great truck. I think this is probably my favorite pickup truck on the market. Blacked out High Country with the Duramax and the Max trailing package, off-road tires. It's just such a cool spec. So let me know what you guys think about this spec. But in the price points, it's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but you know, Ford and Ram for their fully loaded trucks are charging over 80 grand, so getting Chevy's fully loaded bad boy pickup for almost, you know, 70 grand, it's a little bit above that, but almost 70 grand, I think that that's pretty impressive. We're gonna put this into, I guess, 4-wheel high. I gotta get back up this curb here. The one thing that I will say is pickup trucks in, at least it says 4-wheel drive auto, in 4-wheel high, they can be kind of weird, funky. You have everything locked up, and so the steering's not great, and you don't have a lot of weight over the bed, so you still get slipping. I can hear the back tires slipping a little bit. That's the one thing, reversing in a pickup truck is like a pickup truck's biggest weakness. Man, it's got enough torque though. I didn't shoot out rocks or anything there. It just slowly dug in. I'm not in low range or anything like that. I've taken this Duramax off-road. It's quite the impressive powertrain. Let me make sure I put this in two-wheel drive. So if you don't know, if you ever park a vehicle in a somewhat difficult place at a dealership, you always put it in two-wheel drive afterwards. So then when someone gets in, they go, how do they get up there in two-wheel drive? And they'll try to get back up in two-wheel drive and they won't understand. And then you just look really cool. Pro tip. Anyways, that's all.